Hey, how's it going? Getting back into our project today. Better make sure I don't actually share any sensitive information before I share my screen. Yeah, I think it all looks good. Okay, cool. Let me share this, and then let's look at what we've been working on. It's this project that we're calling Battle Banners, and it's because we are using it to build these sort of Pokemon style battle scenes for social media banner images. So what we've got so far is a project where we can like change a bunch of these sizes of the image, whatever. Defaults to 600 by 200, and then we can check out different locations. Looks like I still need to get the sand one in place. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And then we can do the time of day. And what we did last time was we added some sound effects. So if I go and pause my music, and then I go to upload a file, that's so cool. It picks out a random Pokemon cry and plays it for us. And then we can generate the banner and it plays sound effects of the Poke Center. So that's pretty cool. What I want to do today, I think, is start getting into maybe some of the like default images. So if I start, I'm like here in a spot where there's no sort of Pokemon image, which is all right, but I think a better experience might be to randomly generate one. Actually, no, what I want to do today is we need to generate kind of the UI, a little bit more of the UI for this project. So here we are in the folder. This is what I want to do a little bit of today. So we're going to take some of these scenes and add them to the page, I think. And I think maybe we can do like some of this I could use images for. I could take these sprite images and just like copy and paste them. I think it might be more interesting since this is a web development show after all, if we get into some web development stuff. So what's up, everyone? Just checking the comments. Looks like, yo, is that a One Piece little emoji? Yeah, here we go. I'm glad that you guys are here on the normal time slot. So yeah, I think what we want to do is I want to get into some fonts or some text onto the page. I think it'd be cool to do like a little bit of the font family that we have there. And so in order to do that, maybe we'll have that like little box, the UI box sort of thing down at the bottom. So let's do that. Kind of like starting with this box, right? And then maybe we can get these like health and other things in place. So thanks for stopping by, guys. I hope that this slot works out better. And we're gonna do 2 hours today instead of 1 hour. So we've got some more runway. Okay. App preview. No, we want the app. Close that, close that. I'm going to close that. And let's see, a couple things. Well, no, let me try and I got to try and stay on focus today. Okay. So we want that little like below the app preview, which we have here. I think we want to add this other like dialog box. So let's do a div with, I don't know, I'll just put some text in here. Just say paragraph dialog. Okay, sometimes when I do this sort of thing, I like to design it in the browser with the CSS so I can kind of quickly prototype it. So this is going to be on the screen. I think this is going to be like border, let's say 4 pixel solid. We're going to have a border radius of like 4 pixels. So what we're trying to do here is kind of imitate some of, I think I want to go for this one. So that actually shouldn't be solid. Fortunately, CSS has that built in for us. Yeah, it's from One Piece sub emote from that noob __. Nice. That's a pretty sweet one. I'm glad that y'all show up every day. It makes me happy. Okay, what are we doing? 4 pixel solid. It's like double. Yes, perfect. Look at that. What are the other options? Border style could be dash, dotted, double, groove. No. Inset, nah. I think double is what we want. So yeah. So the stream will be every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from now on. Hopefully this gets I don't know, we can kind of cover some more ground because it'll be a longer span and maybe more people will find it interesting as well. Okay, so we've got that. I think we obviously need to put some padding on it. So let's say, man, this avatar thing is kind of getting in my way now. It's just like, I'm just going to delete that. Boop. Cool. Well, really, this dialogue should kind of go over the image, right? Because technically what I just did is really what I don't want to do. Because I want that image. I want my Twitter avatar to overlap that that bottom left like place. So let's see here. I'm gonna give this a class for now. I'm gonna say class is going to be dialogue, and then down here we've got the dialogue of border 4 pixel double, and then we had border radius of 4 pixels, and I'll probably remify all of this soon. And then we'll say like a padding of 4 pixels. So let's see how that looks. In meantime, avatar, we're going to comment you out so we can see what we're working with. That's looking, yeah, okay. That's looking fine. Font families. Do I want to do font families? Fonts. I want like this is like based on Google fonts. So font previews. Do I have to go? Let's see, mono. I think these are all based on Google Fonts, and I think I like the Google Fonts UI better. So fonts.google.com. Let's fonts.google.com. Let's pick one out of category monospace. There we go. Let's see if there's a good Pokemon-esque one from properties. Oh, look at that one. That one's pretty cool. So monospace fonts are interesting because they're often associated with games or like consoles or printers, but really, well, printers make sense, but it's just that all of the characters should take up the same amount of space, which doesn't look great for that. Here we go. That's probably the one that I want. Yeah, let's look at that one. VT323. Let's see if Font Source has these. Cool. Got it. Great. Copy that. Close that. Restart this. There's one thing I notice about projects that you build is even if you get it functionally right, you still need it to like marketing goes into so much of this stuff. So you really need to like get it to look right. So what I'm gonna do next is I guess I need to import that down here. Import that should cover this styles, I think. And then in my CSS, up at the top, yeah, this is fine here. We're going to say font family. What's that? Just learned about font variant numeric. Yeah, font variant font variant numeric. Tabular nums is awesome. Which I don't think is quite what we want, but it's great if you're like loading numbers. Okay. There we go. That's what I want. See if I got this right. Burp. So hopefully with this, everything. Oh, yes, it's so cool. Man, like that's what I'm saying. Even just little touches like this. Look how cool this is. Although, is that really font size 16? That feels like it's smaller. I feel like I need everything to be let's say font size 18 pixels. I don't know. What is that? What size is that? Margin block. Yeah, that should be all right. 18 pixels. It should be rim values though, so that it scales with the browser. So we'll say 1.2 rim. That should be good. Hopefully. Yeah, that's much better. Cool. Cool. Everything is looking very old school now. So now we've got our dialogue that looks like I'm actually typing something. This is probably going to need to be black on white, or yeah, black on white, because I think what I want to do is actually position it up and over kind of here. And then there's going to need to be like, I don't know, a lot of stuff that happens. Okay. Need to plan out this UI. I think because if we look at the Pokemon, like Pokemon Classic Battle, and we look at an image, it's going to have, it's going to have the actual dialogue down below. But to achieve the effect that I want, and come on, where's the actual? Here we go. To achieve the effect that I want, like your Twitter bio image, here we go. That's a good one. Should actually sit up here, which means this whole section down here kind of won't really work. So maybe I can either, I don't know, keep this section and just drop the whole idea of the overlaid avatar, or I could move some of this somewhere else. Maybe I'm trying to think of the wrong thing, tackle the wrong thing right away. Because what I could do instead is just like build out the health bars and stuff first. Maybe we'll start with that. Health bars first. Easy stuff first. Okay. In the app preview, this is definitely going to be something that goes in the app preview. So we need the background. We've got the opponent. Before the opponent, we're going to need something else that is like, I don't know, health bar, right? And let's see what that kind of looks like. Nope. There we go. That should be this health bar here. So HP, some sort of range thing, and then this sort of bar thing, which is going to be tough to do, but we can try to do it with CSS alone. We'll start with that. So I'm going to go to my app preview and I'm going to make something called the status and then status dash dash opponent. And that, hit tab. Cool. And that should have something like, I don't know, HP. And then I think I'm going to do something with like a range, or no, maybe a progress. The progress bar is going to be value equals 100 and min equals 0 and max equals 100, I think. So looking at that, where are we? Should be in there somewhere. There it is. Just can't see it because the image is over it, of course, because that's the background image, which is interesting because that should actually sit on top of it. But I think because the background image is absolute positioned, yep, and the thing on top of it, okay, so this background image may need like a z index of -1. That way it's always as far back as it can be. Okay, I like that approach. Background. Boop. Opponent has a z index of 1, which I think I do need that because that would be this guy. Nope, that's right. Okay. That needs to be 1 because that's going to sit on top of the little platform there. All right. So we've got our health bar. This thing probably needs to be like some background color. So let's make this a little bit easier on ourselves and do, this thing has a class of background white. Let's open up our CSS and go all the way to the bottom for some background helpers. White is background color FFF. Cool, cool, cool. Looks good. And then we're also going to have one called color black and color 0. Okay. Here, color black. Cool. We've got our health bar. Now, this needs to be like green. And I think that there's there is a good way to style these. I don't remember off the top of my head. So form style. Styling CS HTML forms. Up the progress bar. There we go. That's how they both look. That's how you implement it. This is how you can style it. So let's take that, and I can just tack on the progress bar directly. So now the first thing, I've got the background. Before the opponent, I want to add my other styles here for the progress. Permanent styles, I don't think I need. Rebecca purple, it's not what I want, but we can change that to like green. Sure. Pretty healthy color. Progress with a value. Let's hit save and see where we are with that. That should actually all go before the opponent wrapper. So right there. Let's see, did we do that correctly? Looks like we did. We've got a health bar there. Whoop, whoop. Not my favorite color, green. Let's go MDN CSS colors. Nope, that's not it. Color keywords. Yeah, there's a really good page for this, but I can't seem to find it. This should work. Okay. The official w3.org has all of the list of named colors in CSS. So I like this because then I can just see a visual representation of the colors. That lets me scroll through and I can see like lime or lime green might be the color that I want for a health bar. Yellow green I kind of like too, but I'm going to go with lime green for now. There we go. That's looking much more like a health bar. Now, that health bar and that progress bar need to be kind of flex based. So we'll wrap that in a div with a class of flex, and a gap of 8. See how that looks? Oh, there we go. That's looking so good. Okay. Making some progress. I like it. This also I think is going to need to be like absolute positioned, right? Because let's see. That's my image. That's my status bar. This is going to be position absolute. Width is going to be like 40%, let's say. Padding of, I don't know, 10 pixels, 16 pixels, 8 pixels. 8 pixels is good. And then I think we're going to want like border left, like 4 pixels solid. And then border bottom of 4 pixels solid. And then I'm going to need to make like the little arrow thing, right? And then this is going to be like top 8 pixels, and left 8 pixels, something like that. So that's looking pretty good so far. Yeah, let's see. Let's look at, no, I don't want to look at that. I want to look at this. I mean, we're kind of getting close. The HP should be yellow and should be bold. I don't think we're going to accomplish quite that same text styling, but that'll be all right. I have no idea what this L is. And I have no idea what these are. I think this is your like health, right? Yeah, because you get like numbers maybe. And then there's this weird angly edge, which maybe we'll be able to do, maybe we won't. So, but we'll start with this. We've got our little burp burp, and then the health bar meter also kind of needs a little bit of love in there. So let's do that. This health bar needs border left and right and border bottom. So border is going to be like 2 pixels solid. And then we'll say border top 0 and border right width of 4 pixels. 8 pixels. Cool. Something like that is looking pretty good. I'm going to copy this before I lose everything. This is going to be for the health bar. So we're going to call this health bar, and then health bar opponent. So you may notice that I'm doing this like dash dash pattern here on these opponent things. This is, I mean, I guess I could do this with just atomic CSS or whatever, but I'm kind of combining two different CSS approaches here. One is BEM, which is block element modifier. It's a naming convention. The other one is the atomic CSS, where each CSS rule or class name has its single rule that it's associated with. This BEM style format, this BEM style format, uses this dash dash modifier approach to show that this element and this element are associated, but this modifier allows you to modify the target element without introducing um, what is it, specificity issues. So you could just omit that and have like status dot opponent, and then you could target this with dot status dot opponent. But but by doing that, you essentially make the rule a little bit more specific, which means it could overwrite something that comes higher in the cascade. It's hard to explain, but it's just if we think that we're going to need to modify it, and I imagine that my opponent status bar is going to look a little bit different than my self status bar. So we'll see. Okay, or health bar. So let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. We're going to go with the health bar. The health bar needs all of these rules. These look pretty good. So both my health bar and the opponent health bar are going to be this border of 2 pixels, which I'm going to ramify. Do I have something for that? No. Calc is, what is 2 divided by 16? It is 0.125. Cool. I'm going to say 0.125 rem of solid. The border top is always going to be 0 in each case of the opponent or myself. And then the border right is only going to affect the opponent. So we can say down here, health bar opponent is going to get that one. And that should be 1 rem. Cool. Now I lost all the other work that I did, which is awesome. That should be in my status bar, right? So up here, we'll say dot status. I think the status, we can give a position of absolute to begin with. And then this is going to be top of M left. Nope. This is not for this one. This is for the status only for the opponent. Is top 1 rem, left 1 rem. Cool. The status for both should be a width of probably like a width of 50%, which sounds like something I may use more than once. So we've got these. I'm going to do 25. So right in here should be one that is 1/2. That's going to be 50%. Let's go back here and say my status is absolute width 1/2. And then we need to give it some padding, right? it also has its own sort of border styles, I think. Yeah. 2 pixels below, 4 pixels on the left. Okay, the status will always have a width of 0.125 rem solid. The opponent status will have a border left width of 0.25 rem. That should give it, did I get that wrong? Where's my status? Ah, I did get that wrong. Border left width of, not right there. Status. Oh, there you go. This should be border, not width. There we go. That's looking right. And then it should also have a little bit of padding. So the status absolute width down here will have padding of 8. Or I guess, am I using padding or just P? I think I'm just using P. Padding 16, we need the same thing, but for 8, okay, that's looking pretty good. We also need to get rid of the top border. So status is that border top 0. Cool. It's looking pretty good so far. Making some quick progress. Let's consult what it's supposed to look like one more time. Okay, this health bar is not quite what we're looking for. This should be, I wonder if I need if I could put padding on this, padding of 2 pixels. Okay, looks like I can. So I'm going to do padding top. I guess that's, yeah, okay, that's going to work. Padding top and padding. I'm just going to do the shorthand. So padding is going to be 4 pixels, and that should be top and bottom, and then 0 pixels for left and right. And then the background color here, I want that to be transparent. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I could actually do the size actually. Let's do the height of 4 pixels. 8 pixels. 8 pixels height is what I want. Okay. And that's going to work for me. Ah, what am I doing? That's what I want. Okay. The progress bar, WebKit appearance none. I think we just get rid of that and just make it appearance none. Background color, I don't think I want to set that. Let's see if I've got that so far. Cool. The progress, border 0, appearance none, height 0.5 rem. And then we need to vertically position that. So we'll go back up to our flex. Let's put some space in here. Status, health bar, flex, gap 8, and then justify center. Justify center? No, align center. Align center should be probably not defined yet. So we'll go here. We've got our flex styles. We've got our grid styles. I think this would apply to both of them. So align center, align item center. That should do it. There we go. There's our health bar. It's looking pretty good so far. We're making some quick progress for what we're looking for. Let's see. What do these other ones look like? I mean, I guess we don't have to get it exact. This actually looks way closer to what it should be. Oh, there's like male and female too. I forgot about that. But this is fine. We're making some progress. Okay. So what we've got, what we're looking at, what we're basing this on is this thing here. And we're pretty close. I need to make this background black and then add the yellow color. So we'll go back to here. We've got a background white. We also want a background black. Just in case I need to use it in more places than one. We'll hit that. We'll go to our app preview. The health bar, now what I need is a little span here with a class of background black. And I think what I can do is also just give that like color of yellow. Because if I define color yellow as a, what is it? This might be something I will use multiple times. And if I define it as an atomic class name, then I can use it in more places than one. What's this? I should show you my Pokemon clone someday. Far from complete, but was an interesting project that formed from a simple challenge. Wait, you call me a nerd all day because I work on this Pokemon project and now I'm just finding out that you have your own Pokemon project? Yeah, you should totally show that. We should have you on the show. Like, is it live somewhere? Can I just go to the URL? Yeah, I'm fixing it. This camera, I know what's up with it, but sometimes I just have to like fiddle with it. Anyway, is that Pokemon project live somewhere? Can I hit that URL and check it out? What was I doing? Color yellow. Man, Megadeth's losing his shit out there. Okay, let's keep this a little bit simple. And just do color. Actually, I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, I got rid of that already. Dang it. CSS colors. There. Colors. Oh, I guess we can get the music back on. No more need to... we're not testing out the volume anymore, so let's keep going. All right, so we want like a yellowish sort of color. Gold, I really like. And I don't love the yellow. So we're going to go with gold as my sort of... Oh, there's also like gold in something, right? Goldenrod. Nope, just gold. Yeah, so that's going to be like my color palette. Oh, look at that. So good. It's already on it. What do we got here? The gap. I don't think we actually want a gap after all. If we go here, it should be, yeah, it's just black all the way up until that bar. So what we can do is come back here, get rid of this gap 8 on the health bar, and then that ought to do. There's my HP. That's looking good. This right side is like really, really chunky with that. Border right width should actually only be like, yeah, like half a rem. So border right width is 0.5 rem. Okay, man, this is okay. This is looking pretty cool so far, right? I think so. And then we should have no border right on the status. What am I doing? Over here, back in main. Okay, so in my app preview, what I want is the status bar to always have a border and no border top, which is fine by me. And then for the opponent, I want the border width to actually be, and we're gonna define these. Okay, this is how I'm gonna do this. Border style is going to be solid. And then because the opponent is going, like all of the borders are going to be slightly different, we're actually going to define them there. So the status opponent is going to have a border width, and we'll go, the top needs to be 0. We're going to use a shorthand syntax for this. Top is 0. Code thing calling us out, man. Oh yeah, we did get the link. Okay, cool. Let's see. Let me finish this really quick before I head over there. What was it? So top, we want 0. Right, we want 0 as well. Bottom, we want 0.125, and then left, we want 0.25. So that should be good. And then let's see. Ooh, Monster Killer, huh? You're totally geeky, just like me. Koten's over there just being some super cool, too cool for school dude. Please pick a difficulty. What do we recommend? We'll go to normal. Oh, dude. Oh, this is awesome. Hold on. Okay, this is super cool. I don't know what these mean. H is 1, F is 3, but these are like sweet little buttons. I guess I can attack? Okay, so I took out 10 damage and they took me for 5. Looks like they attack first. I'm wrecking this fool. What is this F? And this H? Oh, H is heal. Okay. And I can do that only once. Okay. And F is something. But it does a lot. So, okay. Let's take this thing out. Okay. So I regain this as I get kill monsters. And now it seems like this monster is like a little bit stronger. Yeah, I could have gone hard mode. Let's see, where are we at? Okay, I'm still wrecking these monsters. Look at this. I'm so good at this game. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, this is getting close now. I'm still trusting it. Boom. Boom. Oh, shoot. I'm in trouble, but I have 9 of these, like, strong attacks. Eek. Just beat it. Okay, let's see. Can I go? Best is null round 8. Uh-oh. We've got a little bit of an issue here. So it increases each round. You redeem some strong attacks each one, then HP and boost every 10. Okay. All right. Let's see. Heal, J attack, K is fire. Okay, so do I have like... Uh-oh. We have another issue. I'm hitting Control R and I can't reload. I think we have key bindings on the window that prevent default behavior. All right, let's check out hard. Okay, I'm still... Oh, shoot. It's a lot harder. So I'm down by 4, so I'm going to do a strong attack. And then I think I can finish this one out. Yeah. So if it just gets harder, at some point, you literally can't win, right? Uh-oh. Oh man. Oh boy. So this is an interesting predicament. Yeah. So I have a question. Brent, you don't get to answer this. But if I hit attack right now, it looks like regardless, the monster attacks first, right? So if the monster attacks first, am I just gonna die? Or is it coded where since I kill the monster, I like survive anyway? I've been winning these exchanges. Yeah, I've been winning these exchanges, but that's because I haven't been low enough in health that the monster could kill me. Right now we're like, I'm gonna find out. Booyah! He attacked first. He technically killed me. I was. Yeah. All right. Cool. I got to save my strong attack, so now I feel pretty good about. So am I leveling up too? Because I'm like wrecking this dude. Yeah. Yeah. I'm wrecking this one too. Boom. Okay, this one's coming back kind of strong. We're even. We're even. I'm losing. Okay. Oh shoot, that was close. I'm gonna attack it because again, I think I can kill it. We'll save local storage too. Just the reactive variable is broken at the moment. Okay. So do I level up? Because that's another question is, I guess, let me see. My attacks, I attack for 5. It looks like my attacks do about, oh shoot. Like my attacks do about the same every time, right? Anyway, it's cool that someone, oh dang, did it again. I'm owning these things. Look at this. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Predicament. Okay, feeling safe now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Dang, I died. Hey, I like it. Just gonna call this out really quick. You did something really cool here with this. What's it called? What is it? This like style of design, skeuomorphic or whatever. Where this button, let's see, where this button has like this sort of rounded or like what do you call that? Bezel effect, where you use some shadows you use a lighter shadow on the top and the left, and then a darker shadow on the bottom. Neomorphism. Yeah, it's like the Matrix. But it makes for like a really cool, especially in this sort of thing. It worked out really well for like buttons because they technically don't have any depth, but yeah, the buttons and these sort of things makes it look like they have some grooves. By the way, if I could be a little bit picky on the design, I don't like when applications don't show a scroll bar because then it makes it really hard for me to like go really quickly because I can only do the mouse wheel and I can't get to the bottom for a very long time. Whereas with a scroll bar, you can just like burp, 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 burp. I guess you can maybe drag, highlight and drag works okay. Still not quite. Anyway, I don't want to nitpick someone else's project, but this was a cool thing. This neomorphism where you have like in here, this looks like it's like grooved in, and this looks like it's popped out. So notice that. Cool shout out. You do that. And when you click it, very nice. So if you click it and you apply a class of, what is it, focus or active? Yeah, if you apply a class of active, it looks like it's like knocked in. And that should be done with border or box shadows, right? There you go. Yep, box shadow, shadow inner. I don't know. Man, CSS variables are awesome, but debugging them can be a pain. So yeah, it looks like here's the shadow for it. Inset, all that stuff. Very cool. I like it. very handy, clever way of like swapping the in and out effect too. I like it. Okay, cool. Where was I? You never get good feedback. Yeah, that's one of the problems with asking people to do stuff too, or like check out your projects, because everyone's gonna say, hey, you like this project? Yeah, I like it. It's good. But no one ever. People rarely give like good critical feedback. It's also tough to give critical feedback because sometimes people don't want to hear it. Just some thoughts. So what I was doing is I need to look at some of these things, some of these battle scenes. Let's see. Game Boy, Pokemon battle. They're all different. Look at this gnarliness. Actually, this is a pretty good one to try and recreate. There's also this one. Okay, so this one went like this. Border, and then this little notch thing. This is what we're going to try and recreate, because this is well within capabilities of CSS. And yeah, that looks good. We have the level. We've got the name. Okay. So I think, yeah, I want to have this white box, which works all right. So I need to do this this little arrow thing. So we've got this status, right? And yeah, we can work with that. On the status opponent, status -- opponent, we're going to create a pseudo element after, and that's going to need content, just an empty content, and we're going to say like a width of, I don't know, something like 0.5 rem, and a height of 0.25 rem. Okay, I think so. That should make like a little sort of rectangle, I think. And then here we want border of like 1 rem solid black, and then border width of something like, wow, it may have actually guessed that just right. So no way it got that right. No, it did not get that right. Is that right, or is it border radius that I want? Man, I can never remember. That's why the hot tip is just go to a CSS Tri-Angle Generator. Sure, built-in Angular, why not? Equilateral, isosceles. We want this one. I was close. Border style solid. Width and height is 0. That's what I got wrong. Okay, something like this. Right, because you end up with a 0 by 0 pixel, but then that. Okay, I got it. So the way that the border works, or the triangle-ish border thing works, is you end up with a 0 by 0 sort of single pixel element. But then from that, if you extend the border on each of the corners, the borders kind of extend in a triangular way. So the border right is going to extend like that. The border left is going to extend like that. So you can end up with like a bow tie sort of shape. You're terrible at this and reach for SVG. Yeah, SVG would be a good way to go. The problem with SVG is I don't really want to add another DOM node to the page. So I don't want to add SVG to the page. And you could do it with like I guess a background image, but then I don't really want to do a background image either. this is the way that I think is what I want to do. So I think the important thing to know is that you don't have to remember how to do it. You just need to remember that these tools exist. And that's it. So let's see. We've got our border style solid. That's fine. I'm going to say the shorthand is actually going to be border 0 solid. And then border width, we can... no, I guess border style solid is fine. We can get rid of that. No, I probably want that actually. Whatever, 2 by 200 by 200. And then let's clean totally. Link that tool. Oh, I just Googled it. I don't even, there's a couple of them, but CSS Tri-Angle Generator is this one. And yeah, I usually just pick the one that I want. Oh, look, even this is even handier. I didn't even use it for everything that I need because I want the width to be like, I don't know, 30 and the height to be like 15, which I don't want these, what is it, scalene? Yeah, there you go. I want a scalene triangle with, I guess the height is the first one and the width is the last one. Yeah, that's pretty handy. Oh, look, you can even put IE support or pseudo elements. Huh, it has everything that I need. Man, that's kind of another little user experience tip here is I'm trying to highlight just the parts that I want. And when I let go, it highlights everything for me. So there's no way for me to get just what I want. Annoying. But, you know, me being a little diva over here, I can't just paste and cut and cut. My life is so hard. Okay, inline block, I'm not sure that I need that. That's the styles that I want. We can get rid of what we had before, put that in the right spot. And then this I actually want to be like 0.5 rem, and we'll say 1 rem, and see how this looks. Okay, and this should also be, here's a cool trick, is I want this to be the current color of like the black, so whatever the border color needs to be. So there's actually a keyword called current color, which will inherit whatever the color of the element is, like the text color. If I get rid of that, close that, go here, there's our little doodad that we want, our little after element. And this should go, yeah, at the bottom right. So if this is position absolute, bottom 0, I've got something totally wrong here. This little thing, I got it the wrong thing. Position absolute, there we go, right 0. Cool, that's what I want. I don't think we need inline block. So content with height, I think here I'm going to do position absolute. Now, all of the other elements that we have created so far that have been position absolute, we're just using a CSS class. Unfortunately, for pseudo elements, we don't have that option because there's nothing in the DOM that can target the pseudo element. But if you are using a lot of atomic CSS libraries, maybe you're familiar with Tailwind and you're wondering how Tailwind accomplishes that. They have a way of doing something like, let's see, in the status, they could do something like, okay, position absolute. This is all the rules for the actual element. And then for any atomic classes I want to apply to the or my after pseudo element, they have a system where they do like after colon absolute, right? And the way you could do that, if we wanted, I don't think I want to, but we could come down here and say anything that has the style of after and then backslash absolute, you can you don't want to target that element. You want to target the pseudo element after. So this is how they actually do it. And then this would be like position absolute, right? So then this is how you add the class. You need a backslash to escape the colon. Then you provide the atomic class name that you want or whatever. And then this is where you actually apply the rules for the pseudo element. And then this is obviously the CSS rule. So if I hit save on that and I leave that saved and then I come back and I undo that, we should still see that, in fact, it is position absolute right there because these are all the styles applied to the element. But here we have this class. Here we have this class that targets the after pseudo element of any element with the class name of after colon absolute. Hopefully that was interesting, an interesting little trip into atomic CSS, or I guess CSS in general. We're going to redo that because I'm going to keep it here. And then I think some classes that I do want for absolute positioning is going to be like, what do I want? Right 0, I guess, would be right 0. Maybe not. Let's not fall too far into that hole. Okay, so position absolute, you need to be right 0, and then that gets us over to the edge of the element that we're in here, but we need to be like kind of on the outside of it. So what we can do with that is say that you're gonna translate. We want to translate in the x direction 100% of the current element. And that gets us in the right spot, but we can see that we're also not quite at the bottom of the page. So this actually needs to be right and bottom, bottom 0. And that didn't get me there. I guess because the border, that's annoying. I guess the bottom, I could do negative pixels. Don't love it, but I think in this case, that may be what we have to do. All right, so we go right there. We do transform, translate x 100%. And then this should actually be bottom of negative, what is it? 0.125 rems. Okay, that should get us in the right spot. If I reload, there it is. So that's pretty handy. Now what happens if this grows and shrinks? If we go up, our health bar grows because it's supposed to be 50% of the screen. So that looks pretty good. Let's see. If we close this and we do like a preset of small, medium, yeah, it looks pretty good, right? It's not terrible. I think I'm pretty happy with that. I need to put the name in there as well. And then we go back to a small screen and it fits all right. Man, my camera is on a whole nother level. I need to figure out what's going on with this because it's just not good. Okay, so happy with that. Now we need to do some stuff in the app over here. So I have a a file. I can upload the icon for the opponent, but what I also need is actually to give it a name and stuff too. So I'm going to group this group of inputs with this field set, and I'm going to give this a legend of opponent. Opponent. The label is actually now going to change. So on file change, we don't do anything. Okay. So the label now is going to be like image or sprite. Sprite maybe. Sprite. Now we also need a name for the opponent. So holy crap. How did it even know I was going to do that? So cool. Yep, that looks right. That is not going to be required. Type is not required because that's default. Name is opponent name. Yeah, okay, cool. That's fine. The data here, we've got locations. No, where's my data? Should be reactive. There's my data. Yeah, that looks right. That's in the right spot. Okay, we've got the image preview, which I think I'm going to rename that. Yeah, to the opponent URL. And down here, we're going to have all of our opponent stuff. So we're going to say the opponent name is going to be an empty string. Opponent URL is an empty string. Okay. That's weird that it's on 2 lines. Why is that on 2 lines? Oh, it's not on 2 lines. I've got the opponent and then I've got the name. That makes sense. Okay. Cool. That's going to be the opponent name. We're going to do what? We're going to go to the app preview. Yep, we're going to go to the app preview, and that's going to also take opponent name, which is a string, and it's going to also default to this sort of thing here. So default to an empty string. Opponent name is going to now come into this health bar thing, or right above the health bar. Which means if I go, hey-yo, I don't actually do anything because I'm a dummy and I did something wrong. No errors, I don't think. So not set property type of HTML element which has only a getter. That's interesting. Okay, it's working fine though. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. That's a little runtime error with the input. Deal with that later. Okay, so I've got my select. I've also got this weird thing where the field set, why is the field set so large? Field set, max width 100%, no. Display block, no. Another issue I'm not going to get into today. So what I want is get this reactive data going on. Opponent name, why are you not working? Let's actually set that to some value. Oh, duh, it's because I'm not actually passing the opponent name here. Haha, I'm so good at debugging. Equals Data opponent name. There we go. Ha ha ha! I'm so smart. Okay, that's my opponent. Oh man, this is looking so cool. Now we have an interesting little design decision that we need to make. Is this is all lowercase, but I want that to actually be uppercase. So anytime that we actually take the opponent name and we render it to the page, we're going to do that dot to uppercase, please. There we go. That more closely matches the Pokemon style. Man, can I just say that this is looking so cool? So cool. Which font am I using? We have we're pulling in a Google font called VT323. Lindsay, really glad to have you here. Does this time work out better for you or what? Or have you just been like hanging out on some of the other shows and just lurking and not actually and you were a font aficionado and it was the font family choice that finally got you to come out of your shell. What is it, Lindsay? And now that I've answered your question, back into the shell. You got what you came for. Really? Wait, you've been lurking on the show and you've just been just the fonts that got you to come out and interact? That's so funny. Yeah, one thing that I would like to get into a bit. Oh yeah, that's true. One thing I would like to get into is a little bit of like the design process. Like I don't consider myself a designer at all, but I think that there are some tools and tricks that I use to like find color palettes or things like that I think is, like font pairings, that I think is a fun process. Okay, so what we want to do now is the opponent name and file, right? Oh boy, here we're gonna get into some fun and arduous journey stuff. Let's see. I need to go to GitHub Pokey API. And then I need the sprites. Here we go. And the other one is Pokemon assets. Pokemon sprites. I think that's one. Yeah, and Harshit. Poke sprites. Huh. Here it is. Okay, so a bunch of websites that provide Pokemon stuff. I wonder what this font family is, because this would work pretty well too. Font family. Oh, it's Pokemon DP. Okay. Interesting. So we've got, let's see, JSON data, Pokemon abilities, items, moves, types, egg root, imagery. Yeah, see, all of these things give you a lot of cool stuff, but they never give you the UI for actually building the interface. So we got to do that ourselves. But audios and all that stuff, that's pretty sweet. So I need to go, here we go. I need to download a bunch of these things. So then I have the assets just readily available. We've got source, we've got assets. Okay, let's download that as a zip. And we'll just save that and close that. And then this one, what's this one? Okay, a bunch of sprites. Yeah, handy. I think, oh man, these are so cute though. There's this view. Yeah. Let's see. Do I also want to download this one? I don't think I want this one. Images. I don't think I want that one. Let's see this Sprite Sheet. This one looks pretty handy to have every single Pokemon and thing that has ever existed. But it looks like everything is going to be in one single file. Is it? That's not what I want. Oh, it's the same one. No, thank you. Okay, highest quality Pokemon images and assets. Dang, those are pretty nice. Assets, images. Do we have sound effects? I don't think so. So let's stick with what I just pulled out. I need to open that up. And I'm going to... Oh boy, there's going to be a lot of stuff in here. Oh, we've even got fonts. All right, cool. So I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to my source folder. And paste everything in there. Which literally only gave me the audio. Did I only copy the audio? Sorry, hold on. Hang tight, folks. I think I did only copy the audio. Okay, assets, copy that. And go over here into my source folder, into my assets, and paste everything. Yes, this is going to take a moment. There's 5,204 items. Yeah, it's a special occasion. Lindsay Wardell is here. And she's only tempted to come and actually log into chat when you talk about fonts for some reason. Or nothing else has been interesting enough to lure her out of her creeper, lurker stage. You know what's funny about Pokemon is there's actually references that you can make about like different evolutions and like the Poke Flute to get Lindsay to come out and chat. Anyway, still waiting on these files to download, but in the meantime, let's see how the progress is going. So we have all of these assets. We have data, which is awesome. So I have types. I have the actual Pokemon JSON. So this is super useful. This is super useful. Images. Let's see. Items, Pokemon.png. Oh my God. Look at this. Can I? Where is it going? Can I get the? What's happening? Oh no. Undo. Can I get these as like the individual files though? Is my question. Okay, I've got my images. Shoot. We'll see. We're still copying a bunch of stuff, but what is going on in chat? Oh yeah, switching to parenting mode. Yeah. Typography colors are your kryptonite. Yeah, me too. But you know, I spend a lot of time trying to find the right tools so that I can kind of outsource the work to other much more talented designers that have already kind of figured that stuff out for me. So I'll make sure that when I do a project, maybe even on this one at the point that we start looking into more of the finished design product, we can look into like font family or font combinations and color palettes. But now what I kind of wanted was just, let's see, what I wanted was a folder with all of the individual Pokemons, please. Yes, like this. Wait, did I not download this? Do I need to download this one? I think I do. Okay, let's download this one as well. Burp. That's going to take a while. Okay. I think while that's going, I want to also check out the audio that I have, sound effects. Is it? I feel like there should be one of these folders has cries on it somewhere. I had them bookmarked. It should be. Sprite resources, sound effects. All right, let's try this one more time. GitHub, Pokemon, cries. Pogo assets. Nope. Okay. Poke API feels like the one that I would trust. This was it. Yes, this is where I wanted to go. There's a bunch of other websites that has all of the stuff on it. Okay, cool. So the cries here, we've got the sprites. These are tarball sprites. If your program can't open them, try 7-zip. Okay. Main sprite montage. Where's cries? Cries. Pokemon cries. Okay, cool. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to get all of the cries, and I'm going to get just the Gen 1 sprites as separate images. So, all right, let's get back into like designing this application, right? So there's some interesting decisions that have to be made here. As silly as this project is, it's also a practice in web application design. So how we'll notice a lot of these images for a game being created are, let's see, if I go here, what am I looking at? This is one of the Pokemon assets things, right? Because also this audio I don't need. But how some of these Pokemon projects are made is they'll give you these images, and then they'll give you these Pokemon. Oh, they do have the individual ones. Okay, that's interesting. Nonetheless, the idea is that they'll give you these sprites, and now I can't find what I'm looking for, but they'll give you these sprite sheets, and the sprites will have that image that I had. Let's see. Probably pull it back up, actually. Here it is. Okay, so this sprite sheet, right? And it will be like one little image of every single sprite available. So we have not only all of the individual Pokemon, we have even things like this I don't know, Pokemon symbol, right? And the reason games will do this is because you can basically get every image that you're going to need in one place. There you go. In one single file. And by having it in one file, I think that you can technically have like a smaller single file size than if you had every single image as their own individual files. So for a video game, this makes sense because when you download a video game, you just download, like it's a one-time download. So you download this asset once and then you have everything. And then when you play the game, maybe you're playing offline or even if you're playing online or something, you already have a copy of this file and a copy of technically every single Pokemon image that you're ever going to see. Downside to this is one large file, especially, well, yeah, it's just one big file because it has every Pokemon in it. So the actual file dimensions are large. Because it's a PNG, it's a raster style image. So every little pixel of this image counts as some bit of data. So it's large in the data sense as well. Now, SVG is not really going to save us here because there's so much detail that all of that SVG is also going to make for a large image. So vector or raster, this is going to be a large image no matter what. But if we were to take just a single Pokemon and make an image out of that, that's going to be a much smaller file. Now on the web, especially in our application, that makes more sense because you're probably not going to go through all, I don't know how many Pokemon there are these days, but you're probably not going to go through all of them as you're interfacing with this application. So it makes much more sense, in my opinion, for performance to just load one image at a time. And then if you ever change the image that you want, if you ever change to a different Pokemon, it's going to take a little bit of a hit because you have to make a network request to go and get that file. But it'll be a faster initial experience at the cost of a slightly slower next image download experience. Hopefully that makes sense, but that's the approach that I want to take. And the reason why all of this matters is now I need to see if I have all of the Pokemon somewhere. Where are we? That's not. Now I need to figure out, let's see, we've got the Generation 1 tar, which now I need to like open all this up. Red, yellow, okay, cool. I need to take all of these PNGs and hopefully I can just maybe bring them over into this public folder. Can I just drag it maybe? Some or all of the dropped files could not be accessed for import. Didn't think so, unfortunately. So let's go here. All the way down. I'm going to do some things off camera, but don't worry too much. Okay, extracting those to a folder where I can access them in my downloads. I think, yes. Cut those, go in here, go to my public folder, go to my images, and then I think I'm gonna make another folder in here. Okay, I'm copying my images over to this Pokemon folder. So now we have 1, 2, 3, for sure. Not my favorite version of the Pokemon, actually. Actually, yeah, I hate it. I'm not gonna. I don't think I want these ones. These I'm gonna use some of the newer ones. So let's go ahead and delete that. Get rid of all those. Delete permanently. Let's try this again. Where was I? Oh no, did I? Okay, the Pokemon that I want. All sprites from Black and White. All sprites from Diamond, Pearl. Let's try this one. Generation 4. I'm going to open that. Open that. Main sprites. I don't know. Platinum? Sure. We still get... Yeah, that's a lot cuter. Oops. So we're going to get all of those down to... Oh my gosh, there's 500 Pokemon these days. We're going to extract those to my downloads folder. Okay, sure. That should be done. Now, oh, Gen 3, huh? Looks like GSC. What is GSC? Yeah, I heard that there's 900 now. How can you even like remember all of them? Yeah, the background things could be Gen 3. I feel like it would be nice to have those aligned. Right now, I kind of just want to get it to work. So let's see if I can even do that. In my downloads folder, I should have, yep, a ton of Pokemon photos now. Okay, let's cut those. Let's go to public folder, image, inside of Pokemon. We're going to paste those there. That's going to take a moment, but over here, we should be able to start seeing that. Let's close this. Close that. Close that. And let's see. Man, there's all these ones. I don't even know if I want all this data. Too much data. Too much data. Okay, so inside of Pokemon now we see a little bit nicer quality. This works for me. We've got a Bulbasaur, we've got an Ivysaur, we've got a Venusaur looking like he's had one too many at the bar. Charmander, super cute. Fun fact, my very first Pokemon pack that I ever bought, got me so hooked on the game because it had a shiny Charizard. And I then, at that moment, I spent so much money on Pokemon. But it was good. It was fun. Yeah, super nice. And then, it was just ended up being a really expensive piece of cardboard that probably ended up in the trash somewhere. But it was good times. Okay, so to get this to work, right, this is what I wanted to do. I'm going to pretend that we're just dealing with the original 151, because that's going to make my life a little bit easier here. And we're going to say that when the app loads, we're going to pre-choose a Pokemon to start with. So I should have in my public folder now all of the images I'm going to need to reference. And then I should have the cries. At least I have some of the cries. So let me make another folder here called cries. And in my downloads, one more thing I need to undo is the cries. Okay. Let's extract that to downloads. Okay. And give me one more second. I'll come back to my other screen. public audio cries. Okay, that should take just a moment. Now, when this app loads, when this first runs, we can do a little bit of logic to say that just when this loads, when this individual script runs, we're going to say get a random value from 151. And I think GitHub Copilot will actually help me here if I say get random number from 151. And GitHub Copilot counts random number. There you go. Math for math random, whatever. And that actually doesn't need to be a function. So we're going to say random Pokemon number is going to equal math floor, math random times 151 plus 1. Which means my opponent name Opponent name. Opponent name I'm going to come back to. Opponent URL is going to be / image / Pokemon. Yep, plus random Pokemon ID number, whatever. We're going to make this a template string. And that should get me a random Pokemon every time I reload the page, if I did that right. We already have one reloads. There's a Sandshrew, there's a Dugtrio, there's a Krabby, there's a Grimer, there's a Kakuna, Sandshrew. Oh shoot, I called Sandshrew, or I called Sandslash earlier Sandshrew. This is a really tough one because this is either going to be Pidgeotto or Pidgeot. And I'd say it's Pidgeot. Anyway, enough nerding out. We need to figure out Pidgeot. Yeah, Pidgeot, right? Because Pidgeotto is like the one before. I need to figure out a little bit of what happens. That is Kabuto. What happens if we have like this kind of shows? Let me see if I can get a small one. Okay, Caterpie. Perfect. So yeah. This is kind of a challenging one because Caterpie, the image is actually the correct size and it is correctly positioned. This is probably all right, but it kind of looks like Caterpie is like telekinetic and it's just like hovering in place. That's a problem for another day. But we've got that loading. That's great. Now I want to also play the corresponding Pokemon sound when the page loads, ideally. So where are we here? Which means I need something that happens on mounted. So anytime we do an on mounted thing, we're going to do a Vue hook. So we've got reactive computed, ref, cool, and then we'll do on mounted. On mounted, we'll take a callback function. So man, there's getting to be a lot of data going on in this app. This may actually make more sense in the preview where we render it. Maybe not. I'm just going to put it in the app to begin with. Okay, so display size, audio files. Cool. Audio files. We no longer need the audio files. Now, are my audio files? Cool. They're not prefixed with zeros. They're just the actual number, which means to get this one, Where's two? I guess I can just copy this logic. This is going to be math floor, math random 151. Cool, which means we don't need this audio files thing anymore. No, we do not. Random file is actually a random Pokemon number every time that changes. So on load, every time the file changes, we're going to run this function. This is the same function, kind of, that I kind of, well, this part is kind of the same function I want to run. Is audio L an in DOM node? Yes, audio element is in the DOM node. Where is audio L? Here. Yes, it is an audio HTML element. I think one thing I want to change is to do that with an actual audio file. So mdn new audio, or like a web audio API. Aha, I didn't even know that was a thing. But I've never done it this way. So yeah, I need to kind of figure it out. But right now we just have the audio file in the DOM. So there's got to be, skip all the boring documentation stuff down to an example. There's no example. I'm so terrible at reading documentation. Oh, there is examples. Web audio example repo. We'll do that another time. For now, actually, for now, I kind of want to try this out. So let's do this. Let's on computed just play a random thing, right? Or on mounted, let's play a random thing. So let's, oops, too far. Let's go on file change and also on mounted. Yeah, sure. That's exactly what I wanted. Not really. This is if I wanted the canvas to work correctly. Yeah. Okay. So on mounted, let's just like show that we've mounted, right? Let's go to our console. We should see something that says mounted somewhere. There it is. Okay, cool. With a little growlith barking at us. On mounted, we've got that. So let's get into this web audio API now, right? Why not? Lindsay, if you've done this, why don't you can walk me through this a bit. I do everything better from an example. New audio. Ah, that's annoying. I'm just gonna have to read this. So it's an example of something you did. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Okay, so we've got an audio element. So this actually, oh no, it doesn't. Okay, this dot audio equals new audio. Okay. And where's the source coming from? Pause, remove, event listener, pause, current time. Okay, so you can just like set the source. Got it. I think I got it. So it basically like generates an audio like source for you, I think. Okay, so on mounted, we're going to say const audio equals new audio, and then we're going to say audio source equals some random Pokemon, right? Random file. And then I think we can probably just do audio.play. Okay. let's see. Let's pause the music. I said, thank you. No, that's not it. Pause. Thank you. Let's see. So if I hit save over here, and I reload. No, because we are not in the right folder. So this should actually be cries. And something's not going wrong. Play failed because user didn't interact with the document first. Okay, so you're not allowed to just play music or play a sound, which makes sense. I think audio play policy in Chrome. Install ad blockers, doot. Right, because you don't want to autoplay sound. Okay, so now I'll turn it to y'all about. Oh no, Lindsay, you can't leave right now. I need an idea on how to solve this. How to play a sound. I guess I guess you don't need to play a sound when the thing loads. But have I tried Nice. Very creative. Messing with me. I love it. Okay, so that's not going to work. And I can't even tell if you're being facetious and like messing with me or not. I'm sure that you are, but okay. So we can't play sound when the page loads because that is annoying. People don't want that. Although I think I can actually, because what I can do is take like this, and I think I had this earlier, is I can just like do like an audio source is going to be assigned to that. Let's paste that there, and then we'll cut that out and paste it, and then take this math. Oh, math is not going to be happy about that. Browser, well, maybe the browser is going to be happy about math. And then this should be able to auto play. And I think that that's just not going to be happy because 404 not found. Oops. 132. Okay. Open a new tab. Audio cries 132.mp3. Public audio cries. Because it's not MP3, it's OGG. Yeah, you know me. Let's trade all of our. Let's not do all of our things. OGG. Let's go. Let's do this. Reload. No, close that. Reload. And we're still not playing something correctly. Okay. My audio file should be there though. That scared the crap out of me. Okay. Oh, was not expecting that. All right. Cool. So the file technically works. The audio doesn't want to work. Let me see. Audio auto play in browser. Audio play guide for media. Auto play attribute. Will this work? Okay, so it is possible. Audio source type that. Do I need to put the source or do I need to put the type? That may be it. Boop, boop, boop. We're getting close. We are getting close. This should work. Maybe. Still no. I feel like it's just right there. Because we do have autoplay on other elements. My battle. Where's my Pokemon Center? How am I playing this? Preload metadata. Maybe I'm missing that. No, I'm manually triggering the play method. Okay. I will get this. We'll get this. Okay, source is that. Autoplay, preload metadata, type equals audio og. That's everything I can think of. Come on. Really? Do I need to actually like copy this and just bring it over here? Exactly how it worked in someone else's code. Copy that. Bind it. It can't be because it's not an MP3 though. So, this should work. Look, it works over here. What the heck? Yeah, hashtag first try. That's right. Yeah. Man, you saucy today. Oh, I love it. That's great. Mm, mm, that like, yeah, okay. That's as simple as it is, right? Gosh, do I need it to be okay? All right. We're gonna try this exactly how they write it. So we're going to take the cries from number 1. We don't even need to do any fancy binding. Yeah, that's all right. Thanks for hanging out, Lindsay. It was good to have you. I'm glad that you were here. You gave me some good resources to go off. I wonder if it's this /. I don't think so, but we'll see. And then we're going to copy this with the MP3. I always type MPX. Why do I type MPX? MPX. Doesn't even ring a bell. Okay, so audio of 00 MP3, which will be, oh, is that MPEG? I guess so, MPEG. Okay. This is exactly what they had. NPX, that might be it. I do type NPX quite a bit. All right, so let's see here. Still are not getting autoplay, which makes no sense to me. But nonetheless, I think we can move on. What we want to do is, instead of code that doesn't work and being frustrated, what we want to do is, when the user loads the page, it's going to randomly select a Pokemon out of the original 151. So we need that for the image, and we also need that for the uh, opponent name. And so to get that, I need the data for the 151 Pokemon, which I have over here somewhere in assets. I've got this other assets folder with some JSON. Unfortunately, I don't think this is stored in quite in order. So what can I do? I can import this. I can convert these to grab the key names off of here and randomly select a value, and then I would get the number. I think we'll start with that just so that we have it available. So, okay. Instead of calling this assets, I'm going to take this Pokemon.json, copy it. I don't think I need all of this stuff, but we'll keep it there anyway. I'm going to rename this to like Poke API assets, and it's just not so confusing. Inside of my source folder, I'm going to add a folder called data, and then we'll drop that JSON file in there. Oh, nope, accidentally deleted it. Okay, back to Pokemon.json, copy that, go down to data, paste it in there. And then what we can do, close all that. Oh man, my Git history is going to be gnarly today. Yep. Too many things. Okay, great. Come back to that. Over 10,000 changes. Excellent. Whoa. Yeah, we're not gonna look through that. Cool. So from here, what I can do is import some data. So we're gonna import Pokemon from /data/Pokemon.json. Pokemon, we know, is a JSON object with the keys being the Pokemon name and the values being the list of Pokemon, I guess. And what we can do is say random Pokemon number is going to be generated every time. And then const Pokemon is going to be Pokemon.find. Yeah, something like that, except it's not Pokemon because that is an object. So, and we want to turn that into an array. So object dot entries. Object entries or object dot value? Object dot values should be fine. Values on the Pokemon object. That should give us an array of just the values. So this is the key. This is the value. We want a value where the num is equal to that random number. So Pokemon.num. I'm going to rename this to Pokemon data. So then we can say Pokemon where the Pokemon number equals random Pokemon number. And then this is going to be the random Pokemon dot num. Opponent name is going to be the random Pokemon dot, it should be name. Yeah, name. Now we should have the Pokemon that matches. All right, the Pokemon opponent name that matches the Pokemon we're looking at. That's awesome. Pretty freaking cool, if you ask me. Now, the other thing that I want to do is, oh, look at that. It's already preset there too. So we can say like poop. And that's pretty cool. HORSEA. Okay, so that's cool. Then we can go ahead and like randomly generate a sprite. Our sound effects are no longer working because we actually just broke that a moment ago. And we can say like JavaScript, script. That is so cool. With that, I can generate my banner. That sound effect still works, which is great. And let's see what this looks like. Pretty freaking snazzy, if you ask me, because I can upload that. Oh, this is so cool. Let's see what we need to do. Well, I guess that's pretty much all the time I was going to spend on it today. I want to clean up a couple things before I finish, where I want that sound effect to play. So I want that sound effect to play. So when the file is uploaded, it's okay if we randomly or select some random one. So on mounted, that we're not going to be able to do, but we can copy some of this, right? So let's do this. We're going to take this code. We're going to get rid of it. So on file change, instead of the audio element being this Pokemon Cry thing, we're going to actually just set that to this web audio thing. And then the rest of the work should be the same. The source now needs to be at .cries. And random file is going to be a random number. That's fine. That should work. The ref, need to update the ref. The Pokemon, the preview. Where are my refs? There we go. Pokemon Cry, we don't need you, which means we should have a broken thing somewhere here. Pokemon Cry, don't need you. And I believe choosing a file should fix a random sound effect now. Nope. Console 404 audio cries 99.mp3. Close, but no cigar. Random sound effect should not be mp3, should be OGG. So going to say cheers now. Yeah, thanks a lot. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. I think that it's coming along. Let me see if I got this sound effects thing fixed. Totally did. That's awesome. Let's go. Oh, that's so great. Question before I head out. What is Vue.js and why? That is a great question. Let's see, close down some of these things. Audio, boop, 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 Pokemon assets. I think we got everything we needed out of there and out of there. And probably maybe out of here. Oh, see, this would have been good. Oh, see, look at this. That's a really good one. That would have been a good one to start with. Look at me totally getting off track. Let me download this really quick. Okay, so then at least I have it. Cool. Let's save that. What is Vutensils? Vutensils and why? Vutensils is a library that I create. It's called a naked component library for building accessible, lightweight, and on-brand applications. And what it is, oh man, I actually just updated the documentation, so my live previews are no longer working, unfortunately. But yeah, it's too bad. But what it is I I've built a lot of projects with Vue, and I've had to copy a lot of code over from one project to another. So a lot of the same functionality, and I just needed it in multiple projects, but the styles would change. So what I did was I started collecting all of the reusable functionality from components from project to project, and then I was slowly like stripping out all of the styles until eventually I had a GitHub repo with all of the common functional components that I wanted, and then they would be easy to style for whatever project in the future. So what I did with Vutensils was essentially take that project and open source it. And there's a bunch of components here for projects that I would use all over the place. Some of them are visual, so like a button or a dialogue or a drawer. Some of them are just functional, like this async one. It's used for wrapping promises and being able to sort of more easily abstract the logic of what to do when a promise is pending or if it's failed or once it's complete. So yeah, it's a tool set of sort of utility components in their most basic format upon which you can build like your custom styles. So if you're looking for a library that looks like Material Design or looks like Bootstrap or looks like Tailwind, this is not the right library for you, because if you're looking for something that is styled, use one of those pre-existing library UIs that has like a defined style. If you are building things that are kind of your own style, then Vutensils is great because it means that you don't have to download a bunch of like extra bloated stuff from these other component libraries. It ships like maybe 20 lines of CSS, and that's just because some things need a minimal amount of CSS, like a dialogue that's going to be in the middle of the page and kind of above everything else needs to be fixed position. So yeah, it's a cool library that I've been working on for a long time, and I use it for my projects because mostly to get me going faster with a better sort of foundational starting point upon which that I can build. So like my inputs here, I get a lot of functional improvements by using Vutensils inputs, but they actually just kind of default to, well, they only look like this because I have my own CSS on them. But if I were to get rid of all of this CSS from the Bedrocks library, then yeah, they just kind of look like the browser native styles. So that's what it is. I hope that answers the question. Yeah, it's like a little tool set of convenient things to upon which to work on. Yeah, thanks. I didn't invent the idea. I think there's one in React too. If you are working with React projects, called, I don't remember. uh, Something, but there's like basically unstyled components. Uh, yeah, it's worth checking out if you like to do custom styles. All right, I think that is going to be it for today. We have this random Pokemon selection when you load, which is great. Looks a lot better. And then we have the sound effects still working. One thing that I mean, this would probably work well if we like also read the file name and just like put the file name up there, unless you already had one. No, I think that kind of makes sense. And yeah, the other things that I want to do, I don't know. I'll think about it. But this is cool and fun, and I'm glad that you are sticking around and enjoying it. And I see we've got a few more people watching today, so come back on tomorrow, or sorry, Wednesday. I will be back at 1:30 Pacific Standard. And if you have questions, we don't have to talk about what I'm working on. We can always just like bring your random questions, show me things that you're working on. We can look into it. And like Brent shared his project today, and we looked at some of the cool stuff with the neomorphin. I can't talk. Neomorphism that he was doing on it. Yeah, we'll catch you next time. And in the meantime, let's see if we can find if someone else is on that I would like to raid. Oh, Melody. Melody is on. I'm going to go raid Melody. She's pretty cool. All right, that's it for me. Be going on this raid in a moment. And until then, I'll see you on Wednesday, hopefully. Cheers.